Okay. So, seniors group tayo ngayon.
Okay.
Their competition for seniors group will be on November 10.
2, 1, go.
King Midas was granted one wish by the gods. With an insatiable greed, he asked for the ability to turn anything he touches into gold. Midas touched all he could, transforming everything into valuable gold, and that included his food. Thus began his realization of the curse he brought upon himself. Midas's fear overran his body, and he reached out to take his daughter into his arms for comfort. To his despair, she too turned into gold. Like King Midas, we are able to turn anything we want into resources that help us improve our ways of life. We humans have been evolving for over millennia, and so have our environments. We've learned to create resources from what we have in front of us, resulting in the usage of both renewable and non-renewable energy. Resource efficiency covers issues such as the enhancement of the use of materials and energy, and the recycling and reuse of products or waste. In its broadest sense, resource efficiency encompasses not just the usage of materials and energy, but also the use of air, water, land, or soil. Gold is expected to continue to change over the century and beyond. Because human-induced warming is superimposed on a naturally varying climate, the temperature rise has not been and will not be uniform or smooth across the country or over time.
A lot of experts say that we should nuke Mars and terraform the Red Planet. But what we really have to focus on are the problems on our planet. Eliminating carbon emissions around the world is an ambitious goal, but we need to address this case because it is destroying our planet. In the next few years, hurricanes will become stronger and more intense, sea levels are continuing to rise, and some countries may not even be above sea level in the future. This is all because of climate change. The UAE promotes projects to reduce the effects of climate change. These projects include reducing the flaring of natural gas since they are a country that focuses on oil and gas for their economy. Cultivation technology is another move by the country to use resources efficiently. The UAE's Ministry of Climate Change and Environment has studied how to culture several agricultural products without soil, and this helps control the domestic climate. We can do a lot to protect our planet from climate change. You can do it by simply adapting to new ways of living, like using sustainable resources like electric cars, reducing the use of non-biodegradable products, and produce your own plants for food if possible. Large companies should develop technology to have the same products but with fewer carbon footprints. We should implement laws for companies to reduce the use of harmful resources. Just this year, Apple made the move to remove certain products in their items, and this helps control the carbon emissions around the world. And all of these actions help reduce the effects of climate change.
The previous was another step taken by humanity towards creating a more sustainable environment, as laws were passed and non-biodegradable products are less in the market. However, they do not directly affect the environment. Climate change causes forest fires, as it was reported in November 2019, that it has been the hottest and driest year in the region of southeastern Australia. The fact that a large contributor to climate change is excess carbon dioxide emission accumulating in our atmosphere and the lack of peace. Another case in California, which reported in 2020 as the highest wildfire risk throughout history, with the exceptional losses of countless trees, destruction of infrastructure, and eventually leading to the death of at least 1 billion animals. Climate change alone has wiped the surface of the earth under our noses. It does not only affect our everyday lives, but it also worsens climate change itself. Solutions and preventions, such as better infrastructure, like access roads to divide forests, preventing the spread of wildfire, regulated logging to prevent fire that could be later used for economic or social purposes, increased flow of water and additional moisture in the area by redirecting rivers, lastly, watering of trees and plants regularly by local government. Nevertheless, these actions are still insufficient. We need to do more to preserve the beauty of our planet.
Precisely. We need to do more. We have to. Because as it currently stands, we are not too late. From the economic crisis the COVID-19 pandemic has brought, there has been a decrease of greenhouse gas emissions by 6%. Positive news in the short term, yes, but this presents to us what we must do before it becomes too late. We have to streamline our fossil fuel powered economies. Thus, we have two areas of concern: our population and its impact on our resources. Because one of the many reasons that we cannot avoid the continuous increase of production, energy, and global climate is the population. Projections made by the UN predict a 40% increase in the global population by the year 2100. Now, why is this a problem? Because as we know, as individuals, we require necessities such as food and water, shelter, and clothes. If the population growth is uncontrollable, logically speaking, these productions won't be controllable and its detrimental effects on our environment won't be controllable as well. That is why we have to invest on solutions such as education and healthcare to slow down the population growth rate. Although this change will take decades, and with our ever-increasing CO2 production, keep in mind we produced 50% more CO2 in the year 2019 than in the year 2000. We can only imagine what the future may hold.
That being said, we can still take action to better it for future generations. Take fossil fuel subsidy reform, for example. By increasing prices, the subsidies lessen our consumption of wasteful energy and will continue to open doors of investments in renewable energy. In fact, sustainable energy provides so many choices and can even give our geographical location the advantage. Iceland is known for using geothermal energy as it is home to many volcanoes. They are now one of the world leaders for sustainability. So when King Midas had the chance to ask for his ability to be taken away, he pleaded to the gods. As for us, we don't live in a world where pleading to a Greek god is going to undo the tragic repercussions that our actions have caused. Be that as it may, we cannot continue to blame yesterday's mistakes as if it will fix today's and tomorrow's. What we can do, however, is follow the steps and learn from those who have already acted on this matter. Whether it may be excluding chargers as a phone accessory, or having a pandemic temporarily taking away our capability to unconsciously ruin our environment. Because unlike King Midas, whose life went back to its original state, it's impossible our Earth will. It can, however, be saved as we continue to strive for change. So are we going to keep seeking for someone to blame yesterday's mistakes, or are we going to unite and build ourselves a new and sustainable tomorrow? Thank you.
Okay. Actually, nag-exceed sila sa
10
limit.
seconds, Ma'am Marilyn.
The limit is only 7 minutes, so they have 15 seconds up. So, kailangan you have to work it out. Okay, so that was senior group.
Kailangan mag-rejoin
Okay.
ulit po. Ata.
Can someone make it on their side?